Alright, so we are starting Disco Elysium. I originally picked this up on PlayStation 5 back when it first launched, but then life got in the way. I was able to pick it up physically on Xbox for $10 last year. And figured, you know what, the Star Wars Outlaws reviews are terrible. From what I was seeing, I'm gonna drop $70 on a game that people are miserable about. So you know what? Let's give Disco Elysium another swap, or another stab. Just read swap off the corner of my screen. Just heads up, I did not get much sleep last night. I overdid it with my voice at work, but I want to get started, and I'm trying to get back into streaming. So I am playing it on hardcore. For the achievements, I am using a guide to help, just making sure that hardcore mode is getting turned on.
Hardcore!
All right, and streamer mode is on, which I'm so glad that they have that. All right, let's go ahead and dig on into this. All right, so we're gonna create our own character, specific build. Gonna let me. All right. You finally got your release date? And Gypsy is losing his mind in chat over the Nintendo Direct. I wish I could get that excited. I've just been learning from game announcements to be disappointed. Have low expectations. Alright, so we are doing a build of 3 in all categories. And we're going to set our skill of Perception. Up there we go. Which isn't anything other than it gives our boost to level 4. Take off my little bat because stuff is in both corners.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. Yes, it is.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness. of the meat thing.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone. Do you really? Alright, nothing down to fuck all, Borough. Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over. The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
It's Disco Elysium, not disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
New Power Wash DLC is Shrek. Do they shadow drop it, or do they give a date for it? Alright, so we're gonna make a save. There's gonna be a lot of saving in this playthrough, just FYI.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Alright, we're gonna grab the tie.
You reach out to grab the...
Fuck, alright. So, as you see, it saves. Making sure that
This fan
pass
has
through
two
the
chain pull
skill
switches.
checks.
One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie. You reach out to grab the tie. But
God
what's
damn
this?
it.
Diffuse.
Not off to a great start, chat. Oh, it comes out this fall? That's vague.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Oh, pull on the fan cord.
The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Okay. So, OG Resident Evil 2 dropped on PC. Jesus. Have you stayed hydrated, or are you getting enough water and Gatorade to make up for your fluids loss?
You reach out to grab the tie.
What the
But what's this?
fuck?
Diffuse radiation. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Oh, white checks can retie it, or retry. Okay.
You swoop up and catch the tie.
Hey, all right.
Snap. It's released from the blade.
Does Kool-Aid count? I mean, it's water, sugar, purple.
What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
All right. Purple drink. Well, I mean, sugar, water, what are the flavorings? All right. Pants. Jacket. Know what the...
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut
Oh.
pants. It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
So that's the thought bubbles, that thing that pops up. That's orange Kool-Aid. Well, I mean, I was just trying to make the Chappelle reference. All right, we need to take this off, or take this shirt off, though. Reasons. How do I okay. Wish you would just say equip / unequip. Alright, we need shoes. Jacket, we got alcoholism, hooray. Just a shoe. Got baby goo on my shoes.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold.
Oh my god, that's nightmare fuel.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off.
Is this what I look like after the first week of school? No, because I was asleep. After those first 2 days of school or with kids, I was like Saturday, slept the entire Sunday, went to go see Alien, and came home and went back to sleep.
What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. It's an expression of.
You are correct.
We're not gonna. We don't have the odds right now in our favor. All right, where's the fucking shoes? Oh, that the shoe? Oh, on one foot. Awesome. I need to find the other shoe. There is another shoe.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Alright, so my shoe went through the window.
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Alright. So time only passes during dialogue sections. Making dialogue choice. Alright. Hey, but yay, money. Picking up coins. Oh, I need a. Oh, I forgot something here. Right. Bottom left of the balcony. That's supposed to pop the pop an achievement. Nope, didn't stealth pop. All right.
There they both are. Two identical shoes.
Oh,
both
there we go.
hopelessly green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
All right.
Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
And if you don't have good shoes, you're pretty much fucked. Right.
Hello, officer.
I'm gonna ignore you. All right, so we are making specific dialogue choice. ET dubs.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this. But why? On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible. but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
All right, ma'am.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? We're in the city of Revachol, dear. Yes, and Revachol? How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad? Never mind. We're in this now.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Nope. Sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven. It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got. Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
All right. All right. I threw the.
striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
It's kind of like Sigourney Weaver in picture.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police. I meant you, the Revachol Citizens Militia, the police. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group. Why, yes I am. Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
She nods attentively.
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished once. The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Actually, you don't. The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials. I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act. No need to politicize this. You may still ask for the lady's passport.
Of course.
She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat.
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer.
Alright, something's off here with my conversation here. You added a compound boat of cod and you just got a triple with it? Oh my god.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you...
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
The ancestors would be proud. Don't tell Lightspeed.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle
Okay,
a
I just see
strike,
how I
not a
fucked this
lynching.
up.
Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
She nods.
This reality. What? Such an acute encephalopathy just doesn't seem possible. Surely...
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory. Beyond patriotism. A fact.
History, detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
Add me at money.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About...
You know damn well the second Lightspeed saw the bow, he was like, Gypsy? Yeah, probably.
A sparkle of lights on the horizon, like morning stars above the curvature of the planet.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are
ADDA.
you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Work from home today, so you can decide for the new TV. How is it? Arrived fine, I'm assuming?
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Alright, save. Don't have to talk to that lady ever again. Well, that conversation. Alright, thought cabinet. Internalize. Start learning it while I talk with people as time only passes during dialogue, not when in silent. Thought cabinet is similar to the skill tree that we will occasionally unlock new thoughts to learn, and once finished, they provide bonuses to skills and/or dialogue. Alright. Thought cabinet slots unlocked, but must spend skill points to unlock more. Alright. Really nice. A lot newer than the broken one. Had the old one for quite some years. So, in a way, Ollie did you a favor by breaking it. Alright. Put it out of its misery. Yeah, he old yellered it. Lady by a wheelbarrow. Got it. I don't have my shirt on, right? I'm shirtless. Awesome.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help you with? Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done. Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up. You can get to work soon.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale. Of course. Where to? No problem. Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of question. She shifts in her seat awkwardly.
Of course. I won't hold.
So, I'm following all the directions, but it's not doing the things it's supposed to do.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? Of course. What can I help you with? Of course. I won't hold you back.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to
Alright,
deal
I
with
must
after
have
all.
just missed something there.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Oh, so here we go. Oh, you guys will appreciate this, or you'll roll your eyes and scream. So at D&D last night, one of the guys was talking about overhaul to Pathfinder, which I guess is a offshoot of D&D from like 3rd edition or whatever. Anyway, the new rules that came out for it provides players with an X card, and they can play this card if the dungeon master says something in the story that triggers them and upsets them, so that the DM then rolls back whatever the thing was, and so that it's not part of the game or anymore. And I'll give you one guess to what I shouted out when I found that out.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your
Fucking
fingers
Zoomers.
itch.
Alright.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Sure to reload your save if you fail the skill check to steal its stuff. Just argue like real men, yeah.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. You fumble with the spring.
Fuck me.
A colorful piece of plastic on the counter rolled out of his open hand. The man does not mind. You probably need them.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is...
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. Your fingers find their way into the shackle,
Awesome.
flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook. The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says, 5 Real. It feels nice and greasy. You don't really know what this is for, but you get the feeling notes like these are super important. You should keep it. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent.
Alright, back down to Ken's vehicle. Alright.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
G-ass name.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat.
Yes, sorry about that. The Kupris Kinema does have a rather distinctive engine sound.
He says it with very badly concealed pride. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
All right. Weird, and past the tree bench. See a yellow canoe. Alright, this is an open gate you can walk through, head through, and walk up to the door below the guy on the second.
What's that noise down there?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer. There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you. Some more muscular type.
I'm the muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over. It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend? How intriguing. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the grey sky, snow continues to pile on the neighboring windowsills.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
I need to pass this one.
This isn't the place
Hey,
or time
all
for
right.
questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding. There's snow gathering on his hair and on his shoulders. A speckle of white against the purple that hangs loose on his slender frame.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
A stone like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building, we'll just have to go in and see.
All right. Thomas J can't see without his glasses. Or I don't. It doesn't say whip. Pick him up. Coins and shoes. That's a place to store your money. Whip. All right.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
You seem committed to it, so go on.
No reply. What are you doing?
Fuck me.
This door has been closed with it's a solid lump of metal, but
you seem committed to it, so go on.
What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock. This door has been closed with it's a solid lump of metal.
You seem committed to it, so go on.
The shackle snaps like a twig,
all right.
and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
All right, we're not gonna shirt on. More money, more problems. All right.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
Cindy the Skull. Her name's right there.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
You probably have hepatitis alphabet right now.
Ask away, pigman, but I don't promise to answer.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Red dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in... You ain't seen nothing yet, piggy boo.
Iggy Boo? Oh my god.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Alright. Good. Alright, we have enough money. Guess the amount of money is random. Oh, this door. All right. Oh, hello. Back inside the apartments, go left through. Right there, you have to like select the door. So just walking. want to go... Oh. Back inside, go out, exit outside.
Yes?
Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Head back to the hotel. Shelf just to the left. Thought orb. Oh, that's the thought orb. Black stairs next to it.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
Oh, so America.
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Oh.
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named. The point of the book, it serves platitude wholeness.
Okay.
When it's up to your mind to heal. The book features. There's even a. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Person who got you the new TV just straight up bought you $100 worth in currency for sending. They had a gift card lying around they weren't using. Jesus Christ. Generosity of that person is insane. So the reason, since I messed up dialogue, it's because doing dialogue sections passes time, and I want to make sure I'm not wasting.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance. Amidst the various. The point of the book, it serves platitude, wholeness. When it's up to your mind to heal. The book features. There's even a chapter on. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? You sense something ominous emanating from the shelf, but it lacks form and substance, and soon enough, you lose track of it.
Rain said you have a sugar daddy. I'd say.
This bookstore is not strict. Amidst the point of the book, it serves wholeness. When it's up to your mind. The book features. There's even a chapter on. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? You sense something.
Gonna use it sparingly for XP gold hyper boosters. The maid outfits would be less shameful. Why would that be less shameful if he's using it for in-game currency instead of sexual reasons?
This bookstore is not amidst the point of the. It serves platitude wholeness. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself. The book. There's even a. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about it? The throbbing in your head increases with
finally.
every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl.
Money?
Indeed. Something about that book does seem to have spoken to you.
A lot cheaper.
Well, I hope it contains what you're looking for.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Alright. We gotta make sure we have the right clothing. Still no shirt on. Interact.
Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl. The cover of this heavy tome features a number of esoteric symbols. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the pearl. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book. Have you taken any walks through the Pale recently? And on your walks, do you stop to meditate on the nature of your being? Good. And when you meditate, are you in the nude? Excellent. Free your body. You long to feel the cool breeze tickle against your inner thighs and midriff. You're doing everything as you should. Regular Pale meditation has been shown to help keep your body lithe and strong, your mind alert and expansive.
Have an aversion to spending money in order to speed up gameplay progression? Is that the real reason why you're saying he should buy the maid outfits?
A note of caution, however. Be sure to limit your exposure to the Pale to no more than an hour a day and no more than 3 hours total per week.
Your RNG finally ran out, DEA.
Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the Pale. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book. You come across the following explanation. While modern pharmacopoeia are continually updated by so-called experts based on the result. Finally, something to calm the angry spirits that have been plaguing you. It seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that may be gathered from the Pale, as well as instructions for producing a variety of herbal remedies. There are a number of CO-like tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory, but nothing that speaks to your condition. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. There are a number of CO-like tonics.
Okay, I got in a weird dialogue loop there.
Medicinal purposes of the Pale. Flipping through the book, you find. Have you taken any walks through the Pale recently? And on your walks, do you stop to meditate? Good. And when you meditate, are you in the nude? Excellent. Free your body. You long to feel the cool breeze tickle against your inner thighs and midriff. You're doing everything as you should. Regular Pale meditation. A note of caution, however. Be sure to limit your exposure to the Pale to no more than an hour. Flipping through the book, you find a number of sections on the general benefits of the Pale. A large pharmacopoeia makes up nearly half of the book.
Okay.
You come across the following explanation. Finally, it seems to contain descriptions of the medicinal properties of various ingredients that there are a number of CO-like tonics. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. There are a number of CO-like tonics. What you're describing is booze. You don't need any herbs for that. There are a number of CO-like tonics that promise to improve your short-term memory. There's nothing in here that speaks to hangovers directly. First, you need to choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with an appropriate vehicle. Lastly, is there anything else you'd like to add? The tincture you've invented sounds intriguing, but its medicinal value is suspect, to say the least. Safe to say it won't cure your hangover. Whoever wrote this never heard of the hair of the dog. Fuck this book. See if there's a bar open that'll still serve you. Would you like to try again? You close the book and find yourself staring at the familiar cover once more.
Alright, now a thought orb will be rendered. What? think so many. Not the Ford FT1000. I traveled to Dallas for my college roommate's wedding, and I had ordered a sedan for the rental car, and I got a fucking F-250 pickup truck. Okay, so this guide is seeming super off. Bookshelf just to the left, not the thought orb below you. Oh. I went to the wrong fucking book, that's why. Alright.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover.
Oh, Man from Hjelmdal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do. What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the Man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series. Oh yes, certainly. Another good sale.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Alright. Quick save. Oop.
The cover of this tattered paperback features the man from Hjelmdal standing atop a pile of bloody corpses. His two Zweihanders are crossed over his massive chest in a dramatic X, their blades dripping with gore. Behind him rise the harsh, snow-capped peaks of his native Northlands. In bold red letters, the title, Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal, unfurls like a banner. In the foreground, a nearly nude woman lies spread in supplication, her privates strategically covered by her flowing black hair.
Everything's for sale for the right price. They tend to leave. It's kind of like in John Wick. It's like trying to, when he's trying to buy his car, or all the shit goes down.
The story opens in media res. The man from Hjelmdal and his band of northern reavers are in the bowels of an ancient temple, surrounded by an army of gibbering whites, led by the deathless necromancer. One by one, the brave Northmen fall to the relentless crush of undead, only to join their number as reanimated corpses. By nightfall, only the man from Hjelmdal and his blood brother, noble Tyribol, are left standing against the dead horde. It is an honor to die by your side, brother, Tyribol cries, as his battle axe beheads one of their reanimated comrades. 9, Tyribol. The man from Hjelmdal bellows over the army of flesh and bone. Have courage for the Northlands. For Hjelmdal. He leaps to the mezzanine to face the black-eyed figure, and like a mad ice bear, whirling twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Drang, he plows through
those are
the
from
ranks
Destiny
of the
too.
deathless, surrounding the necromancer. And with deadly finesse, his twin blades scissor the necromancer's head from its body. The undead legions collapse like ragdolls as the dark magic leaves them, and the two Northmen stand alone in their cursed temple, where the bodies of their lost brothers litter the floors.
I think the hand cannon in that pair is the one that looks like the gold gun from James Bond. Memory serves.
A few chapters later, the man from Heimdall and Tyribald are in a completely different setting, high above an arid desert, riding a pair of griffins that always seem to appear at narratively convenient moments. This book makes a mockery of the very idea of good plotting, though something tells you coherence was never the point. The Northmen find themselves in the court of a powerful southern king, Lord Hrothgar. The old king beseeches the man from Heimdall to rid his kingdom of the Nachtherra, a subterranean clan of blind wizards who traded their souls for demonic powers.
It's like a good trade-off.
The man from Heimdall extracts a high price from the desperate king. He asks land for the homeless desert pygmies living exiled in the kingdom's borderlands. Hrothgar offers the hand of his eldest daughter instead, but the son of winter does not budge. What do you mean? Because the flame of justice burns bright within his chest, because, above all, he's driven to bring honor to the name of his beloved Heimdall, because his noble Cutland blood lusts for glory and conquest. It cannot be denied. What do you mean, is that all? He is the man from Heimdall, forged in the fury of battle. Death was his sire, and blood his dam. He had but 14 winters when he left his frigid homelands in Cutla to seek glory and honor. That is his character. He doesn't even have a real name. What is inside this man? Or is muscle and bone all he is? He is the wildest man alive. The only mortal strong enough to wield the twin Zweihanders, Sturm and Drang, whose names mean storm and... What are you, a book critic? Enough. You're ruining the pacing of the story. Now where did you leave off? Ah, yes. What pacing? You skip past a section detailing an elaborate banquet with many toasts, as well as the long and perilous journey from Hrothgar's keep to the ancient forest.
I wonder which
of Yestar,
fantasy writer they're trying to make
our
fun of
heroes
here, or if it's
infiltrate
all
the
fantasy.
Nachtherra's dire hall. In the center of the great hall stands a blood altar on which a pair of Nachtherra are disemboweling a shrieking peasant, an unholy rite that empowers the Nachtherra forbidden magic. As the vile ceremony ends, the sound of steel unsheathing draws the Nachtherra's attention to a pair of cloaked figures standing in the doorway. Swiftly, the visitors toss off their cloaks and unsheathe glimmering northern steel. It's the man from Heimdall and his valiant blood brother, Tyribald. In an instant, the Nachtherra summon a horde of gibbering orcanoids who rush our heroes. The hall fills with the clang of blades and the screams of the dying as the floor goes slick with steaming orcanoid viscera. Oh, for fuck's sake. When the din of battle settles, only the man from Heimdall and Tyribald remain standing. Exhausted and dripping with the entrails of their foes, the two Northmen confront the foul Nachtherra. The man from Heimdall's soda-like blue eyes fill with indescribable fury. For the Northlands, he cries, rushing headlong into a desperate melee. What? In the first scene, the man from Heimdall fought a powerful necromancer and his army of the dead. Now he's confronting a pair of Nachtherra and their horde of orcanoid thralls. The two couldn't be further apart. The man from Heimdall stares at you on the cover, his face fixed in grim resolve.
We need to put on. I've read countless stories like this, except they weren't jokes. I could never really get into fantasy fiction. Like, I read The Hobbit. I tried reading Fellowship of the Ring, and it was just like 15 fucking pages about a tree. I was like, no. Good. Quick save.
Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too. Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Alright. Art cop. I guess it's better than hobo cop, right?
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Alright. So we've got... Oh, we've got an updated Steel series. Thought cabinet. Where's the thought cabinet? Actual art degree. Internalize it. This, I'll be able to get more XP, passive skill checks made by conceptualization. Also heal morale a bit as well. You can shirt and back. This menu. Alright, so we're gonna put the jacket on and get rid of shirt. So we've got our default clothing along with our +1 gloves. Stat boost, chain cut. For the moment. All right. This apparently is a spot in the store. And
I need you back.
save right here.
I never left.
Halloween finna be fire this year. How you doing, Chris? What's gonna be so fire about Halloween? Thank you so much for the 55 months. I appreciate you so much. Nothing. Right. I just saved. almost complaining earlier about how she no longer likes to read murder mystery books because she knows everything that happens in them. Like, yes, moms, because you can recognize all the tropes. That's like the hero's journey. Basically, like you certain plot beats. That's why it's so rare for me to get shocked by the way a story plot goes. Which I have to say here, well, I cannot stress the need for you guys to see the movie Strange Darling. It is phenomenal. Just absolutely phenomenal, unlike any other movie that I could ever think. Just incredible. Just go see it. I can't say too much, otherwise spoil it. So I need to make sure that I'm not too many saves. Strange Darling. It just came out here the last week. It's so good. An amazing movie. And the cinematographer for it, it's Giovanni Ribisi, the actor. Makes his debut as a cinematographer. It's one of the most beautifully shot films in a long time. It's absolutely phenomenal movie. I cannot recommend it enough. It's still not. I still like Longlegs more than it, but it's probably my second favorite movie. All right. I'm fading fast. I got 4 hours of sleep last night. Um, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it here because we're at a good splitting point. Pick up tomorrow when I've gotten more sleep.